How does someone become a narcissist? The big question is, are they born that way? And the answer to that is no. Narcissism is like any personality style. It's shaped over the course of our childhood. There's sort of two pathways to becoming narcissistic. One of them is what I'm going to call the pathway of adversity. It's kids who are exposed to chaos, trauma, invalidation, problems with attachment in childhood. They might have been exposed to domestic abuse. They might have been exposed to really, really distracted, disinterested sorts of parents, very immature parents. That's one pathway that can lead to the development of narcissism in adulthood. Now, the piece I'm always going to say, the vast majority of children raised under those circumstances do not become narcissistic. The other way narcissism can be developed is by sort of overindulging a child, telling a child, you're more special than any other child. There is no other child like you. The other children don't matter as much as you. That sort of over-specialing a child, that's another pathway to narcissism. That tends to lead to more of a grandiose narcissistic style. Now, not every child raised that way becomes narcissistic either. A significant subset of those folks who are told you're so great, you're more special than anyone else, actually grow into a bit of imposter syndrome, failure to launch. They know darn well they cannot live up to all the specialness they told they had. And a parent who's always telling a child, you're more special than any other child, you shouldn't have to wait for things like any other child, is likely to be a narcissistic, or at least a narcissistic adjacent parent, right? So those are the pathways. And here's where it gets tricky. When you know the backstory on how someone becomes narcissistic, it's easier to make excuses for them. But that's not a justification, because again, the vast majority of people who grow up in either of these pathways don't go on to become narcissistic. And because we also know narcissistic people are able to sort of turn it on and off depending on them needing supply. They can be charming at the dinner party and terrible to you. They know how to turn it on and off. So they could make the choice to be kind to you. They just choose not to.